Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, Uncle Bruce from Creston, British Columbia. One last time, the last time I will be broadcasting from Creston, British Columbia from the
From
house.
Creston, British Columbia.
We are moving tomorrow. The truck is coming in here. Well, I got to go get it. Tomorrow is moving day, and I will not be on the air tomorrow at all. I'll be back on the air Monday with all of you, as per usual, on both channels. I'm looking forward to that from Calgary, but tomorrow is moving day. Today is Thursday, September the 9th, 2021. I am sitting on my couch, or my love seat, actually, because the couch is gone. All the chairs are gone. I had a choice. I could have sat with you today for upwards of 3 hours on my morning show on a wooden bar stool, or I could have sat down on my love seat, which is nice and soft and cushy. And I chose the love seat. we have no other we have no other way of sitting in the house. I could sit on the floor. I could sit on a staircase. Could sit on the bed, but Jen's sleeping, so I'm going to leave Jen alone. We're here on the love seat. And Jen actually mentioned it. She actually said, you could consider doing your show tomorrow from the love seat because your poor tush and your back and all that. I got a pillow behind me here to give me support. This is much better. So if I fall asleep on you, it's because I'm really tired, and this is really comfy, and I could just I could just go, I could do the old man thing and fall asleep. But welcome one, welcome all. What the heck is going on in the markets as we are getting ready to open up here? We've got all kinds of situations here. I've got my music stand over here with my big ass iPad. I'm just going to shift stuff around because you're going to notice me look over here all the time. I got the Dow down 15 points at the moment in the pre-market, according to MarketWatch. I've got S&P down 4 points, Nasdaq down 6. Now we've had 4 days in a row of down days for the Dow. I think it's 4, so we might be oversold. And with us only being down 13, we may have a bounce. I don't know how long it'll last. It might be a partial bounce. It might be a 2-hour bounce and then nothing. We may open down for an hour, then have a bounce back. It's wide open. I can't even begin to predict. Lots of news coming out, lots of information coming out, and I'll fill you in on what I can give you. U.S. initial jobless claims dropped 35,000 to a post-pandemic low of 310,000 in the last week. Well, that's good, but not incredible. But it's good. The trend is the right direction, but it is not a strong, phenomenal growth curve here. It's better. The Dow down 11 doesn't mind this news. As a matter of fact, the Dow has probably come up about 50, 60 points, so it likes what it sees so far. Rocket Lab up $1.16. I'll give you the good news first. Rocket Lab is up $1.16 to $16.25. So much for going down on earnings for Rocket Lab. Had a nice day yesterday with a net 59-cent gain when it was all said and done. Yesterday's range, $14.50 to $15.70. Here we are at $16.25 pre-market, up $1.16. Rocket Lab, we have not seen this ever, really. We've had a high of 1646 all time once, but this is pretty good stuff. So Rocket Lab is looking great. The word out of Rocket Lab is their earnings are up, their margins are improving, they're building their rocket facility to produce rockets quicker, more efficiently, cheaper. They are back ordered for $141 million of back orders for launches. They're signing contracts all the time for additional launches. These are multi-satellite launch contracts that they're closing. Their rockets are delivering the goods, very reliable. They're even expanding with what they're calling their Photon rocket for a Mars mission, probably a satellite thing. Great, fantastic. All going great. This is a company that is becoming more and more known to investors about who they are, what they are doing, what they're capable of doing, what they're going to become. Fabulous. So Rocket Lab, if any of you have it, I'm really happy for you. I would not sell it. I would be sticking around. And I hope you've got options and you're doing well with those. this stock's just going to keep going higher. Fantastic. GameStop down 17.48 at the moment in pre-market. 181.32. I think almost every single one of you were expecting the shares to drop after their earnings came out. They didn't drop right away when the earnings first got released. There was a sort of a delayed reaction. The market kind of was absorbing the news. The shares had closed at 198.80 last night, and the shares in that 196 to 198 range, maybe even hit 200 for a bit. Then they went back to 192 to 196, and then 190, 192, 94. And then the conference call came. The much anticipated, we can't wait for the management to wow us just once. Wow us. Could you once ever just give us something on a conference call that will make us go, wow, am I glad I have this stock in my portfolio? And they didn't do it again. They came out with an 8-minute call, no questions, no guidance. They constantly do this. They constantly let down the investor with any kind of hope, wishes, dreams, aspirations, upset. I mean, I want to sit here today and tell you guys how great GameStop is going to be. I want to sit here and tell you, that they're firing on all cylinders, but I can't do that because they're not telling us much of anything. They're revealing. I mean, I got some stuff here for you. I'll tell you about, but it's really frustrating. The stock is 180.78 right now. It's off 9%. It's going to be down 10% on the opening, which means it's a short sale restricted. It could be 175 today. It could be 170 today. I don't know. But knowing GameStop and knowing the loyalty of the owners of GameStop, it could well be a dip on the opening and then a rally later back into the 190 range. Anything is possible with GameStop. I got cash covered put on GameStop at 192.5 this week. I should buy it back for a loss of 350. Don't want to buy at that price. What are your thoughts? GameStop 192.50. Should I buy it back for a loss of 350? Well, if the shares recover a little here to 186, 188, you'll probably break even on the whole thing. On the other hand, too, you're at the moment obviously $10 in the money on this contract, right? But the shares, I don't know if they're going to fall off that much here. They're quite resistant to a dip at this moment. 182.79. We're down only $16. The shares, I would give this a couple of hours right now, Fenneville. Just, if they reach 185, 87, 88, it's a nothing burger. I doubt you're going to get exercised. Now, I'm wondering, are you expiring tomorrow? If you are, then I understand your thoughts. And obviously, if the shares pop up to 183, 85, you can probably just walk out of here breaking even. Losing 350 is not the end of the world either, obviously. And you could theoretically buy this one back, turn around and write a 175 put, cash secured put, and a few weeks further up and maybe play that game, take a larger premium, and so buy this one back, write another put further ahead, take a bigger premium. You can play this game. So a couple of thoughts there. Do what you need to do. Since Rocket Lab Options Chain does not have many expiration dates past Jan 22, does it make sense to roll calls up at some expiration date then roll further out? Don't want to get into 2023. Yeah, I mean, look, if you've made a nice little dollar on these Rocket Lab contracts and you're still going up right now, you can always roll out of what you have if you've got 10s or 1250s or 15s and roll into future 1750s or 15s. But what I would be doing is taking money off the table. So if you are, I don't know, let's say you put in $1,000 and you've turned it into $2,500, you might want to put $1,500 into new options and take $1,000 off the position and just have that in your account as dry powder for something else. You might want to play that. But right now, 1792 up 270 a share here. And still running. So let the stock run. You don't want to get in the way of it. Right now, we're sitting at volume of 2.99 million shares in 11 minutes, 1778 on the stock. I don't know if anyone's short this stuff. I God help them if they are, but it is definitely on a roll here. Would you have ever rolled a covered call into a covered put? I haven't got a problem with that trade. Not on GameStop, I don't. But again, you can go any way you want on this. You can always write a covered put, and if you score the premium on that because the shares are staying above a certain price, great. That's a bullish call. That's a bullish bet, and the stock is down at 180. If you're feeling bullish about it, great. On the other hand, if you feel that 165 to 195 is the range now, if that's what we're going to be doing, and I don't know if we are, but we're at 180 here, then covered call writing is the way to go, perhaps. But covered put writing with a 170 or a 160 strike price on covered puts might be your move. So check your option premiums and see what you can get. You probably answered similar question, but is part of the reason to do this channel now is you see this as a unique inflection point in history as far as retail investors and roaring 2020. Well, what I see here is a zillion of you guys who just don't have a stockbroker to talk to. You can't call a broker. You can't ask for their thoughts, pick their brain. You're stuck with the frequently asked questions section in your platform trading accounts. You're not allowed to talk to anybody at any of these brokerage firms because you don't have $1 million or $5 million or whatever now the minimum is, and so you're kind of on your own. And for a guy like myself, I see a unique opportunity in my retirement years where I can talk to investors about the markets, knowing that I'm not contradicting your broker because you haven't got one. So you're coming to me going, hey, man, I know you used to be a broker. You're following the markets. What's your take on it? What would you tell me to do if you were my broker? But I don't have to do your trades, and I don't have to worry about that. I can just give you my opinion. I can freely talk about anything I want because I'm just an observer. I don't own any stocks against you. I'm not trading against you or promoting you into something I've already got. I'm neutral, and I can speak my mind without any fear of that. I love it. And so it works well for me because those of you who are donating to Jennifer and I, you're helping us in our retirement. We thank you. We're now going to start traveling a little bit finally, and you're helping us with that. We thank you. And if I can help you make money, I'm a happy guy. And you're helping us. How can I go wrong with this? Love it. What metric do you use to determine your strike price when selling a covered call? What metric do I use to determine a strike rate? Well, we cover this in the lessons. So you may want to take your time and go into that deeply within these lessons that I've done. But it all depends on the stock. The volatility of the stock has a lot to do with this. Stock that moves a lot, you've got to be, timing might be short if you're getting close to the money. Timing could be longer if you're further out. Stocks that are not so volatile, you're a lot closer in with a lot closer expiry date. It all depends. Is it better to eat up some of the premium I got for rolling to a GameStop January 21 240 call into something closer? Yes, it is. You might be able to write a call contract at a lower exercise price closer in for just as much money as to buy this one back. That's what I'm getting at. What you want is more time on your side. You want to shorten the amount of time that your contract is good for by replacing it with a shorter term contract at a lower exercise price. So maybe you're going to write a 210, maybe you're going to write a 200, but only good for 2 weeks or 3 weeks instead of months. That's what you want to look at, Frumler. Bruce, sorry, not been on much the last couple of days. Any strategy for Rocket Lab? I'm up 67% very fast. Expecting downside. I can't do options to my broker, so do you think I should just hold? You want to hold. You're at 1894, coming back on again, going higher. I'm going to go through 20. I think we're going to go through 20 and beyond. Buy recommendation came out this morning with a price target of 30 from another brokerage firm. It's looking good. Might have missed you talking about it, but were you disappointed again last night with GameStop earnings call? I think the numbers were good, but it was short and boring. Not happy with that conference call. Bruce is not a happy guy. Not with that conference call. Not happy, not happy, not happy. Are you starting to give up with GameStop, Bruce, or still recommend to hold on? I still like the company very much. They have $23 cash in the bank per share. I like the company a lot. I just was very unhappy with yesterday's performance. As usual, the performance sucked. It was very disappointing and very frustrating and not a lot of fun. Is it too late to buy Rocket Lab shares? No, and right covered calls. I wouldn't buy them right at this minute. I wouldn't buy them right now. I'd wait. I'd hold off and just see if there's a bit of a pullback coming, because this is a lot. Those of you who are along the stock right now, you want to look at writing options right now. You want to write options right now. You may find a $2, $3 pullback is possible, $17 to $18, $19 a share. You buy these covered calls for a lot less money, buying them back. So watch for that. Folks, check out stockmarkerswithbruce.ca, catch a lesson 2 or 3 or 4 or 10, and become a little smarter than others. You only need to be smarter than half of the market players.